What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Galacticos right here on Football Carnage with my guy and the stream, Dave. International break is wrapping up. Club football is right around the corner, and we have so much news to get into. Got to talk about the Jude Bellingham hate train that I'm seeing from the English media. Éder Militao suffering an injury in a meaningless game for Brazil. And then we might talk about some of the expectations that we have for the rest of the season. Big up to my guy, Dave. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. Obviously, we've got La Liga coming back this weekend. We're all excited. And this is going to be the last international break for a very, very long time. So thank you to the Lords above. We obviously have that Christmas period and extended period, obviously, where the players have a rest as well. But ultimately, no more international football for a very long time. It's just Real Madrid, and that means more Galacticos podcasts and more news and everything about that. Let's get into it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've actually been enjoying the international break. Besides seeing Militao pick up an injury, I've actually not mind having these last 2 weeks off because before the break even started, I was getting tired of Madrid. I can't even lie, bro. But look, you guys are in here. Smash that like button immediately. And also subscribe to me. Subscribe to Dave if you've not done so. Both of our channels are right there in the collab feature. But let's not waste too much time, broski. I do want to get straight into it because what is going on with your country attacking the best midfielder in the world, Sir Jude Bellingham? Like, why don't the UK media appreciate elite footballers? Like, why must they tear down these guys that they have, making drama for no reason? Dave, you're in the country, you might have a better understanding. Help us understand what's going on with Jude and the UK media at the moment.
I think it's the attitude towards Tuchel himself. I think Jude Bellingham, his reaction, it didn't look all that, but it looked a bit iffy, if you know what I mean. It doesn't look so, I would say, playful with Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel, we know that he's going to favor his midfielders. He's got obviously Declan Rice. He's got other midfielders in there. We know that Tommy Tuchel has his guys, and he's going to have his guys for the World Cup. Does that mean Bellingham will be dropped out of the World Cup? I don't think so, because he's a crucial player towards the team. Do you think that Bellingham will start? Who knows? I don't even know myself if Bellingham will start. But the main thing is the relationship between the manager and the player. And I think the media, even though they've blown it out of proportion, and I did a live stream the other day, and I was absolutely going into Bellingham myself, because I was like, look, you don't need to react like that. You don't need to react in these kind of manners. You have to be sometimes hold and maintain a certain level of professionalism. Same as Vinny did with Xabi Alonso in El Clasico. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's completely different to the Vinicius
I think it's a virus in Real Madrid's team, bro.
Yeah, okay, but I saw the sub.
Too many egos,
bro. Was that the game against Albania, right? When he was subbed off in about the 84th minute. By the way, he was man of the match, like in that performance, right? But nobody's speaking about that. I saw the video of him being subbed off. It's not like with Vinicius where he's throwing his arms up, he's yelling stuff towards the bench, voicing his like that. To me was unacceptable what Vinny did, right? We already spoke about that. But Jude Bellingham, I didn't see any problem. Like he walked off the pitch.
Yeah,
he gave Morgan Rogers like the high five that they always do. Then he sat down.
Yeah,
I think the English media are blowing this way out of proportion. And I think what Ian Wright said kind of makes sense in terms of they're just trying to create a storyline. Like they're trying to have some drama because negative media does generate clicks, whether people want to believe it or not. Like if you go on YouTube, look at people's most popular sports videos, more than likely the top 10 is going to be filled with rants because people like the negativity. People like seeing players get slandered. I think, I'm going to be real, Dave. I think the English media, they are upset that Jude has rejected the Premier League at every chance he's gotten. And because he's in Madrid, because he's at Real Madrid, they can't affect the narrative around him like how they can do with the players who are in the Prem. That's what I think it is.
I think personally that Jude, because he plays for Real Madrid, he sees himself on a almighty pedestal. That's factual. We know it. Any player that plays for Real Madrid is going to see them on an almighty pedestal, that they're the best player in the world, this and that, all this business. Yeah. Vinny thinks he's probably the best player still in the world when he clearly isn't. And the situation is that Real Madrid players, they need to take a whole look at themselves as well, because their egos are getting too big for their boots. And it is a case with Jude Bellingham. Mbappe has this problem as well. Vinny has this problem as well. Arda's starting to get frustrated as well on the pitch. This is a young player, Arda Güler, who is consistently frustrated doing games. Everything's against him. Everything's about me, 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 me. I don't like that attitude, yeah? The team comes first. Whatever it is, the team always comes first. And Bellingham, I know he plays for the team as well, but when things don't go his way, it does become about him. Vinny is the perfect prime example of everything that doesn't go his way, all becomes about him. He's getting attacked. He's getting this. He's getting that. When simply on the pitch, you're not doing your job. That's it, simple.
But
so
I don't see that as an issue. Players being frustrated.
It is an issue.
Why? But why shouldn't they be frustrated with how things are going? Last season we were trash, and this season we've not been trash, but we're not cooking either. So
yeah,
there should be frustration going on at Real Madrid. The players should be questioning things like that.
They're frustrated about refs. They're frustrated about decisions. They're not frustrated about their own play.
You even brought up, Dave, that we don't know if Jude's going to be starting for England. Like, that to me is ridiculous when he's their best midfielder. Jude has not put a foot wrong for his country. He is consistently performing at a high level.
I've told my thoughts on that before.
For national team duty. At the Euros, was arguably the best player, was scoring goals in big moments to get them, advancing in the tournament as well. I don't understand how you can look at what Jude has done in his entire career, right? Since moving to Real Madrid, right? UCL winner, right? Guy was arguably a Ballon d'Or candidate, scoring a bunch of goals. All-around game is complete as it gets for a midfielder. And now there's talks about Jude should be left out of the 11. Jude shouldn't make the World Cup squad. We've seen the media, right? Saka, they were attacking him before.
Yeah,
Raheem Sterling, right?
Yeah.
Even look at Miles Lewis-Skelly when he got his first England call-up last season. How they were attacking him for looking too confident when he was walking into the building, right? Sancho, Rashford. It's a pattern. Young, talented players just get attacked, but some get scapegoated while others don't. For example, Phil Foden, guy was player of the season 2 years ago, fell off a cliff. I didn't see none of this negative media. Yeah. I didn't see any of this talk about should Phil Foden be starting, should Phil Foden be at the World Cup, things like that. I just don't get why England do it to their players. And it seems like they pick and choose who to scapegoat, who to negatively criticize. We
know that there's a certain thing with England, and it's always been, look, let's just call it as it is. Let's call it how it should be. Yeah. There is a racism issue in England's team, and it's always been like that. I know it. It's a fact. Yeah. When the three players missed the penalties against Italy, yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And the English media, they went on and on and on, and the fans went on and on and on. And that is a complete horrific underlying issue in England's team, in England's setup. That's factual. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't really like to use the race thing,
but it is
too much.
It is. We know it is, bro.
Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily disagree with you.
Not just because they're young. It's because of their race. That's it. Simple. That's how it is.
Okay. But then, for example, so besides the race, because I do agree, right? You do kind of see
it's saddening, man. It's honestly saddening. It's sad, bro.
Yeah.
To see that in football, bro. It's absolutely horrific to see in the football. It makes me absolutely fuming as a football fan that it still exists.
Nah, for sure, bro.
And Spain have had this. It's been in Spain for years as well.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's been in Spain. And as a Spaniard, when I watched England play Spain and they started doing those chants in the crowds, it made me embarrassed to be Spanish at that time. Because I grew up, yeah, in a very Afro-Caribbean community, yeah, in Vauxhall and Kennington, where Sancho grew up. Sancho grew up in Kennington. I grew up in Kennington
like
as
where
well.
it started,
Yeah,
those troop
yeah,
memes.
exactly. So I grew up in Kennington. Yeah, my
Yeah.
best friend is Jamaican. Yeah, and we've talked about this before, and it's absolutely shocking that it still exists. And that in the media, they're trying to do and trying to say things that really fucking gets on my nerves, yeah? Because they don't want to actually say the truth of what they want to say, but they try to sugarcoat it and they try to go around the edges, yeah?
Yeah.
I criticized Jude the other day for being like that against Tuchel, yeah?
Okay.
But they make a whole song and dance about it in newspapers, like flipping.
Like, who's that one journalist? Like Craig Hope, bro. If you check this guy's Twitter, he's a Newcastle journalist. This brother's got like 45 tweets in the last like 72 hours, just slamming Jude, articles coming out, etc. He's even turned off his comment section on Twitter because people are calling him out for it. They're like, yo, bro, what's your fixation on Jude? And the thing is, you know, and to kind of go away from like the racial side of it, because we all know that there is definitely like some undertones of that, right?
There is undertones, absolutely, in the media. We know that.
But, you know, just to kind of bring it back to like on the pitch, you don't think that Jude should honestly be one of the first names on that 11?
Yeah, he should.
When it comes down to the World Cup? Because besides Harry Kane, I don't think there's a better player in that national team than Jude Bellingham in terms of impact and overall game, honestly.
Like I obviously made my thoughts known to you the other day on Declan Rice and how good he's been this season and how good he was last season.
Yes.
Declan Rice is always going to be in the England squad. We know it. He's that typical player in the England squad, the runner, the guy that just consistently runs all over the pitch, tries to chase down people. Yeah. That's fine, yeah? Jude Bellingham is, I would say, seemingly competing for that spot, but he won't get that spot with Declan Rice because Declan Rice is always going to be in the starting lineup. So where does Jude Bellingham play? Does he play in the attacking area? Does he play as a 10? Does he play literally right next to Declan Rice in a double pivot? There's so many issues. There's so many ways to play him. And Tommy Tuchel needs to find a way to play him. Yeah? Yeah. Because I can see some of the frustration from Jude on why, but sometimes you need to, at that moment, just say, okay, let me be level-headed. Let me just walk off the pitch. Yeah? That's the problem. That's what really got to me.
Dave. But he did.
Yeah, I know, but it just goes back to Real Madrid as well, man. We have a big problem, man, about players that when they're on the pitch, they get frustrated at every situation around them because nothing is going right for them in the game. So everything else is to blame bar them. Yeah. When Jude Bellingham stunk it out against Liverpool, when you have players like Brahim Diaz, who's my honestly arch enemy this season. I cannot stand Brahim Diaz. Yeah. He's my arch enemy. Yeah. This guy, I cannot actually stand this guy. Yeah. And these players like Brahim Diaz falls on the floor all the time. This guy thinks that the ref, like he cries out to the ref all the time. It's flipping annoying, yeah? So Real Madrid is a little bit of a problem in Real Madrid, I'm telling you. It's not just because outside of football, like I see a lot of players obviously complaining to refs, but not as much as a lot of the players in Real Madrid. Like Vinny is probably the highest complaint rate to the ref of any player we know because Vinny gets most of the ball. Vinny's going to be running at defenders, and if a defender just hits him in the side a little bit, he's going to go over. This guy is made of literally sticks, essentially, yeah? And so I believe that Vinny and Jude, they still have this kind of this ego problem where they think that, okay, I'm big man here. I'm Mr. Real Madrid. I'm in England squad. I should be playing. I can play anywhere I want. I can do whatever I want. Not necessarily. Tommy Tuchel is a very strict manager. He knows what he wants from his team. He is literally Harambo, literally 5 at the back, 3 at the back, literally midfielders coming back as well. Yeah, it's basically Southgate with a little bit more counter-attacking. That's all it is, essentially. Yeah. So that's what Tommy Tuchel is. But Tommy Tuchel actually proved throughout the qualification campaign. Look, this guy, man, England. How many goals does concede? 0? They conceded no goals
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the whole
yeah. They're
qualification.
defensively sound.
It
They've been
is
sound.
crazy, mate. So they're very defensively sound. So I believe Jude has his place. But look, Jude, when he comes back to Real Madrid, he's going to forget all about international football because we know months and months and months and months without international football is great for these players. They get
Yeah.
back with their team, and this is when the team actually starts rocking and rolling.
Yep, and I think like for anybody, I think Jude is going to be starting. It's like I said again, bro. I think he's the best midfielder that they have. Very versatile. You can play him in many different systems and still get the best out of him. I think if your system can't accommodate for Jude Bellingham, then it's probably the wrong one. To be honest, I think and I get what you're saying about Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is a very good player. I think he is world class. But I don't think he's on the same level as the Jude Bellingham, for example. And I think they can definitely play together because they both offer you different things. They're not the similar profile per se to where it has to be one or the other, right? So I think Thomas Tuchel, because if I'm Jude, I would be a bit frustrated as well, especially with how the media were talking about him, even when he didn't get called up. Remember, the guy just got back from injury. He didn't play any games for us. Why would Tuchel call him up? But the media were, Jude is losing his place in the England team. So maybe a bit of that mixed with him already playing like man of the match against Albania and then getting subbed. I could definitely understand where he could possibly be frustrated. But yeah. I mean, I do want to know in the comment section, like what you guys are saying about this Jude situation. Like, do you think he should be dropped for the World Cup? Or do you think
he shouldn't be dropped? He never should be dropped.
Jude Bellingham. But like there are people that think Jude Bellingham is just shit. And I think people.
I don't think he's trash. I think he's a good player. He's a lot to evolve though. Look at his age, man. He's got a lot to evolve. He needs to work on a few things. I think Jude Bellingham, in some matches when he gets pressed a lot, he gets very, very agitated, and he just starts getting really wound up in matches. He needs to rein that. He's young. We know that he's a player. Obviously, it's gonna affect him, but ultimately, we need Jude Bellingham to be just the number one guy for Real Madrid. That's it, man. I don't really care about England. I don't care about England. I
honestly believe, last thing that I'll say on this, and I know that you're not going to agree because I've said it before, like in the group chat when we, just banter and stuff like that. But I think Jude stays at Real Madrid for a majority of his career. Let's say he plays for Madrid next decade. I think by the time he retires, he is going to be considered the greatest English midfielder of all time. With everything accounted for, his accolades, the impact that he's made at the biggest club in the world, I think when it's all said and done, Jude has the potential to be one of the GOATs of England, right? Obviously, not saying that everybody
international football. No, you're not talking about club football.
No. I'm talking about just impact for England in general, as in like
England international. I thought you meant yesterday as an English, actually like English all-time midfielder.
No. I do. I'm not saying for the England national team per se. I'm just talking about when you look at the impact that an English player has made in his career, just period. When it's all said and done, if Jude remains at Madrid for most of his career, I think he will be in those conversations. I don't think, and again, not 100% of people aren't going to agree with this. Obviously, everybody's going to have their preference. But I think 20 years from now, Jude is in the conversation with guys who people rate very highly. I think
we can say that. I think we can say that. Obviously, we know England's midfielders in the past have been absolutely like lit up on the world stage as well. You have your Gerrards, your Lampards, your Paul Scholes, but not in international level. International level, nowhere near. Like those three stunk at international level. I can say that as a fan of watching
like
England.
That's the golden generation that's underperformed.
Yeah, the most underperformed England side ever. So look, I look at it and saying Jude Bellingham, look, they went to the final with Spain. Spain pipped them towards the end. Spain dominated that match though, but they outplayed them like left, right, and center. But look, I think it was Jude's pass that gave it to Cole Palmer to shoot. I think it was. I can't remember. I recall. Comments, let us know if it is. But anyway,
yes. In the semi, in the final. Yeah.
Jude laid it off
Palmer
to Cole
goal.
Palmer.
I believe that was a Jude assist. Simple pass to him. Kind of similar to like,
I think he
like
turned.
when,
I think he turned on the spot, and he just literally just gave it to
yep,
Cole
just
Palmer
like
to
laid it
lay
off
off.
for him. Yeah, and
Yeah,
Palmer had a
exactly.
good
Laid
finish.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
So
look, I think Jude's gonna have a great career, bro. But
yeah, he can. So look, there's some things that Jude need to work on
for
at the
sure.
moment. At the moment, personally, as a player that watched Bellingham, like I actually did like him in the role that Ancelotti put him when he came to the team. I did. Obviously, we didn't have nobody else, so it
Yeah.
was like, okay, cool, filling the spot, filling the gaps, and I think that conditioned him to be more in an attacking role, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Because we saw him at Dortmund as primarily an 8, so we knew that in the midfield he's going to boss it. But like later on, like when he went to play for Ancelotti, it's now conditioning him to be more upfront, more interested in scoring goals
Yep.
instead of doing what he does best, which is the basics, which is standing in the midfield, controlling the ball, and not allowing the team to get flustered in the midfield. That's what the
Yep.
whole thing about Jude Bellingham is. Jude Bellingham, what his good strengths are, and I've always said this on record, you know it, even though I have my thoughts about Jude Bellingham and reservations, is that he's a typical player that if he's surrounded by 5 players, he would get out of that situation and he would allow others to evolve into the game because he creates space for players when he sucks players in because of his stature and his size. People feel they need to get Jude Bellingham. That's what his strengths are, yeah? Because he's physical, he's athletic, and we know he can get out of those situations by using the technique that he has to get out of the situations and the pass off the ball. Look, when Jude Bellingham gave that pass to Mbappe, he created that all himself for
Against
Barcelona.
Barca. Yeah.
Man turned out Pedri, made him look like an idiot and just sorted it through to Mbappe because that's what he does. He sucked out the whole Barcelona team to his side. He turned out of trouble and literally a simple pass off to Mbappe. So that's what it is. That's what he does, yeah? And that's what his strength is. I know, yeah?
Yeah.
But against Liverpool, there's certain things that I saw with him. It's like, Jude, you need to be better there. You need to be better here.
For sure.
That's it,
I mean, like his all-around game is elite. But
against a high pressing team, he struggles against really high pressing teams. We saw it last year as well with Barcelona, especially. Like we saw it, like Barcelona last year were pressing machines. They pressed us all over the pitch, yeah. And Jude Bellingham struggled big time with it. So I just want to see Jude Bellingham. He's good age. He knows what he's doing. Let him just try and figure it out. And maybe yourself and Matrix will prove me wrong eventually.
Hey, look, bro, that's my guy. But I think he'll definitely be starting during the World Cup. But like I said, let us know in the comment section about this situation. Now, Dave, before we get on out of here, bro, we've suffered a major injury, right? The back line right now is in somewhat of a crisis,
mate.
Right?
I was fuming, bro.
Our best defender, which he has been,
one of the
Militao this season.
Top 2 center backs in the world.
He's impressed me. I think he is up there in the conversation for best defender in the world currently.
He is with Gabriel, who also got injured.
Funny how Brazil now have the 2 best center backs in world football at the moment, which is actually mad.
It's crazy.
And I've been super impressed by Militao because I didn't believe that this guy was going to be able to play at a high level this season because of the 2 ACL injuries that he had over the last 24 months, right? This guy has outperformed everyone in our back line. He's been our rock defensively, and now we don't have that, right? Housen, he also picked up a knock as well. Let's not forget, he came back to Madrid early from internet. Now, they're saying that he's fine, but
he doesn't look the same.
Since the Madrid derby, he's not been playing at a very high level. Like, he's been decent since then, but he's not been like what we saw in the Club World Cup and at the start of the season. So now, what are you saying about this Militao injury? Like, how is that going to impact us against Elche? Olympiacos is coming up. Girona, Bilbao. To me, I think we'll be fine. As long as he's back for Man City, I think I'm calm. But these are some tough games, Dave. They're not easy.
Yeah,
I know. That's easy, to be honest.
Yeah, Girona, Elche, Bilbao away. We look at them like beat boys, essentially, but I think they'll be tougher than people make them out to be.
Yeah.
Like Bilbao, we know they're just a stubborn team. They're a stubborn-ass team, bro. Just don't like them at all. I never like Bilbao. I'm going to be honest, yeah? I mean, their recruitment is great because, obviously, they're bringing players from the region, so I like that.
They don't even spend money
Bilbao.
like that.
I know, exactly. They're bringing players from the region only, and that's their forte. And that's why, over the past few years, they've been decent. And look, players this season, Bilbao, we know they're not performing to the standard that they should be. Yeah.
Yep.
So Elche is a different story, though. Elche, they kept higher possession against Barcelona, even Barcelona were absolutely trash. I don't think they'll do that against us, but they will maintain a higher possession than a lot of the teams that we faced already. So Elche, they're very good midfield ethics, morals in midfield. They know what to do in the midfield and pass to actually maintain possession as well, yeah? So it's not going to be back and forth. It's going to be Real Madrid containing the ball, but when Elche get the ball, we'll actually try and press them. We're trying to get them out of possession. So Elche, Girona, I don't care. Yeah, Olympiacos away in Greece is always going to be a tough game. I know Olympiacos are not the best of teams, but the hostile environment of Greece and countries like Turkey and Greece and Bulgaria and all these different countries, honestly, like their stadiums, they're so hostile. They make you feel like you're nothing, essentially, yeah? And that's what Olympiacos is going to do. And then, obviously, Bilbao away. So, look, I just want us to win all our away games next year. And Militao is crucial, yeah? He's absolutely crucial. Militao is the best centre-back in the world, along with Gabriel, yeah? And Ancelotti has fucked it by playing them for literally 10 million years on a friendly. Like, these guys, bro, like Militao, I was there in the game against Senegal, bro. This guy played for 80 nearly minutes. 80 minutes in an international friendly when he's been playing club football. This guy is a serious one ticket to a next ACL, bro. Honestly, I cannot stand it. And Militao, Asensio can come in, but he's no Militao. We know that. Militao's been the best this season. Asensio's no Militao, yeah. So we need to decide who else you're going to put in there because we need to know, yeah. And people saying, "Oh, Rudiger can." I don't want Rudiger to play.
Rudiger's not back yet.
I know, but I don't want Rudiger to play anytime soon, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's not back.
Like him and like Alaba should be emerging.
Alaba, Carvajal is done now. This guy's done as well. Like Carvajal's done. Yeah. Alaba's done. Yeah, and Rudiger's done. They're all done, mate. I don't want Rudiger coming on strapped up, bro. This guy's crazy, man.
If we play the back four, I think it will be Asensio and Housen. But I'm hoping that Xabi just puts Tchouameni in the back three. I feel like that will give us a little bit more stability. That's what I would prefer him to do, right? Now, since the Club World Cup, right? Because remember, Asensio was garbage in that tournament, was by far our worst player. Every game was fucking us over, essentially. Let me be very blunt here. Like, Asensio, bro, that World Cup, I was thinking about, we should sell this guy. But since the season has started, he's redeemed himself. Right?
Yeah, he's played decently, yeah.
I think Asensio lately has been better defensively than Housen, right? I think Housen's been shaky. I like Housen. I like his skill set that he has, right? I think his all-around
pass and move is good.
Potentially, he has the ability to be one of the world's best because you can do so many different things with him. But defensively,
he'd be good as a defensive midfielder. Actually, Dean Housen. Housen would be good as a defensive midfielder. He'd be good. He'd be good as a defensive midfielder.
I don't know if he has the mobility to be in that midfield because he's 6'5", very lanky. I don't really know how fast he would be.
Even though
in that midfield.
His passing's been a bit shocking, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not the best, bro. Every big game. See, in the small games, no game is small, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like against the weaker teams. He's looking good. But in the big games, I can't name one performance. Against Barca, remember the first 5 minutes, we almost conceded because he had a shit pass that didn't go anywhere. And he redeemed himself in El Clasico a bit, but it was still shaky. Housen does make me a little nervous, and he's also weak as fuck. I'm gonna be real. This guy,
he can blow him over with
push-ups and eat his spinach, bro. He needs to fucking hit the gym, eat a piece of steak or something. This guy, bro, a strong gust of wind blows through that stadium. Housen's out of there, bro. Like you can forget it, bro.
like last. Obviously, I think it was like a month and a half ago that Jean Martinez was obviously training with the first team of Real Madrid. So I don't know if it's Xabi Alonso's plan maybe to integrate Jean Martinez soon. Not obviously against Elche, but maybe you never see because he's actually a very talented centre back. We know he is.
Dortmund want him.
Yeah, exactly, and he's a very talented centre back. And I would actually like to see him feature maybe in the Copa del Rey so we can see what he can offer against the lower league sides. But ultimately, Militao, man, this guy missing for nearly 15 days, or it's 14 days now.
Yeah,
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bruv. Like, I don't want to see it, but I don't want to see it because I could see aerial threat from Olympiacos. I could see aerial threat maybe from Bilbao as well. And Elche won't do it. They mostly play on the ground. But I want to see Real Madrid solidly defensively. So Xabi Alonso needs to adjust and wait to. And I don't want. I'm going to be honest, yeah. Militao, he needs to be very, very fit before Celta Vigo, before we lump him into the Man City game. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to see him not featuring the Celta Vigo and then going to Man City. It's all about actions on the pitch beforehand that kind of gives you that conditioning to go into the next game. And these 4 games away would have been such good conditioning for Militao to face up against Haaland. Even though Haaland's a super android monster, whatever he is, it would have been such a good opportunity for Militao to get these away games under his belt. So then he can go against Haaland and really show that if he is the defender that we think he is, because Gabriel, I tell you what, Gabriel, like recent history is not been too bad against Haaland. I think Militao this season's been better than Gabriel. Maybe I mean Gabriel's been good as well for Arsenal. Militao's been probably the only good defender in Valverde.
Bro,
let's
do
be
you know
honest.
what I just remembered,
as well.
bro? Tchouaméni is injured as well, bro.
Yeah. Tchouaméni's injured. Yeah.
So you can't even. I don't think you can use him. I think he's missing Elche. Yeah, it'll probably be the back 4. It'll probably be a back 4. Do you think we drop points with Militao out? Not against Elche per se, but just Bilbao, like in any of the games like that are coming up. Like
Bilbao, maybe? You think?
Yeah, possibly, bro. Possibly. Bilbao, even though they're underperforming.
They're weird, man. They're a weird team, bro.
They're always tough, bro.
They could be defensively sound. Defensively sound. Look, Man United absolutely thumped them last year, but like they could be defensively sound, but they could be battered as well. I don't know. Bilbao is a weird team.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm annoyed with Carlo, bro. Like I'm annoyed, man.
Yeah,
like,
he knows, bro.
You know that this guy is made out of Swiss cheese and ham. And come on, it's like you said, Dave. 80 minutes against Senegal. Then you got him out, bro. Brazil played 2 games in the span of like 4 days.
Yeah,
why is Militao starting both? And Carlo was his manager when both those ACLs went out, so he knows.
Yeah.
And here's my thing: if this was World Cup qualifiers, if this was, I don't know.
I understand. Yeah, I fully support Ancelotti.
Yeah, then I get it. But friendlies, Carlo, this is when, like, against Tunisia, like, this is when you should be experimenting with the 11 fringe players that
get players like Wesley in, mate. Wesley's fine. Get Wesley in.
Come on, bro.
Even I'm going to be honest right now. Like Rodrigo was getting kicked all over the place against Tunisia, and Vinny as well. Like I know Vinny is not the most he's not the most consistent player, but he's one of our best players, bro. This guy was getting kicked all about by Tunisian players. This guy was running, and these guys were kicking, lumping next level like kicks against this guy, And I saw it's like if you take out Vinny, like we literally just have Mbappe. It's just Mbappe to get goals. We're gonna have major problems. So look, Ancelotti, bro, he's doing Ancelotti things, bro. This guy, he's a full saboteur, mate. Sabotage central from Carlo, the sabotage Ancelotti, mate. This guy, I tell you what, Militao, our best defender, and he's injured. I knew this was happening. I know this
Perez 100% called Carlo when Militao went down.
Oh yeah, Perez was like that, but you know what? Ancelotti has his goons as well, so Perez can't say shit.
Nah, you know what? Fair enough. But yo, guys, let us know what you're saying about the Militao injury, the Jude Bellingham situation down below in the comment section. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to myself. Subscribe to Dave. We're both next to each other on the bottom, and we will be back next episode on Dave's channel.
Don't say we're next to each other. Don't say we're next to each other on the bottom.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Our names are at the bottom with the collab feature. Let's be very specific because that is a very pause moment. I can't even lie. But now look, people, we'll be back next episode on End the Stream Dave. That's mad.